Hi, I'm Habbo from Germany, and currently I'm living in South Africa, as you can see, with the beautiful palm trees behind me. And I more and more take time out in my regular job. I get more and more financially independent. And today's topic will be about how to manifest financial abundance. And yeah, so let's just start straight away. So, the biggest hindrance, and that you heard oftentimes, I think, is your thoughts, your emotions, and how you have been taught about money. So, here I want to talk about this part first, where Anna has also talked about already, but then I talk about my own way and about more practical aspects of how to do abundance, how to get into abundance, how to make money, and give examples. So, change your thoughts. You have often heard it like the mindset issue. Feel differently. This is what I want to focus more on because your emotions are way more important than your thoughts. So, your emotions is where money is being created or where you deny money. And you also have to learn about money. I mean, there are practical issues. If you only do yoga and meditate, no money will flow to you, although both parts are very, very important, like the inner work, but also the part in the outside world. The more positively aware you become concerning the topic money, the more money will come to you. So, this is a very easy sentence, but just keep it in mind. The more positively aware you become concerning the topic money, the more money will come to you. Very, very important. So, Anna has described some of the major issues regarding emotions and thought that block you from making, receiving money, which is money is bad, money makes me greedy, I'm not worthy of receiving. Only bad people want money. If I'm rich, my friends will leave me, and so on and so on. So these thoughts and these deep-rooted emotions, they will block you a lot. But before I tell you more about money and abundance, you should understand how I created it in my life. So we start with Anna's thoughts. We start with where you ended yesterday. So it's all about financial stability, financial independence, and financial abundance. Okay. So but first, I'd just like to introduce myself so that you know who you are dealing with. My name is Habbo, as I already said, and I'd love to share my way to abundance. So I started from zero to crypto hero, and I started my own online biz in 2021. So I'm a teacher and a mindset coach. I'm still working as a teacher, but I take more and more times out, as I do now. For 7 months, I'm leaving. Then I'm back for 1.5 years, and then I'm back out again for the next 7 months. So at the moment, it's always like 1.5 years of working, and then half a year, 7 months traveling. And since 2017, I'm invested in crypto. So that was the basis when I started investing also in ETFs, but really starting to invest into crypto, where my financial abundance journey has started. And I'm a very long term oriented investor. And I love to travel, enjoy life, and eat at nice restaurants, just to name a few things I can talk about here concerning myself. I have a few pillars that are important in my life, and one is freedom. That is my ultimate goal. So it's not about driving a Porsche or whatsoever. If that happens, it can happen, but that's not my main goal. It's about financial independence through crypto and my online business. So it's always what you have to do with start with why. Why do you want to make money? If you have a reason, then it is very good. If you need a car to move your family, it will be more easy for you to make that money to get the car because you have a real answer to the question, why do I need it? We want to be able to move. We want to be able to do nice things. We want to be able to carry important things around. So if you need that car, it will be more easy for you to get the money. So here my main purpose is freedom. So mindset is the other one, the basis, one of the pillars. Because if you don't have the right mindset about money and life in general, then here, when it's concerning money, it's generally about fear and greed. Every investor loses a lot of money if you don't manage to get these two aspects correct. Yeah, that's market psychology. So either you're in fear because the prices are low, or you're in greed because the prices are high. That means you don't buy when you're afraid, and you don't sell when you're too greedy. So both things you need to control to reach financial stability and then financial freedom. And obviously, my main focus is crypto. So it has an unbelievable potential to make you rich, even at these times, not only in 2017. And only if you have the knowledge how to invest properly according to market rules. And the thing is, even if you know a lot about general market rules, most people don't know that either, but then the crypto market is also a little bit different. A lot of things are the same, but the crypto market is a little bit different. So learn about the market, learn about the knowledge, learn the mindset, learn about yourself. Very, very important. And then, yeah, my goal is freedom. So you should think about what is your goal, why you want to make money. I briefly want to talk about my first crypto experience. I call it my way from zero. So 2017, I started at the crypto market. When the bull run was about to skyrocket, I put even in more money and more and more. It was like euphoria. So you can imagine you put in money, it gets more. It's your first time really investing like with a bigger sum of money. All the money increases and you put in more money, it gets more. So you are really happy about it. So that happened to me. I was making a lot of gains in the first couple of months, but only short term. Then the market reversed. As you know, crypto market goes up and down. And my first conclusion when dealing with crypto was like, greed really eats your brain. So I thought I should be learning about it. My first reaction was like fear, as I told you about. Money is a lot related to fear and greed if you don't control it. That's why people stay away from it. So this was my lesson about greed. Before that, I was very, very fearful. I never did anything. Then I changed the other way, and then I've felt with greed somehow. But yeah, let's see how it continues. The earlier you understand the crypto cycle, the more successful you can invest in the long run. So I'm not telling you more about the crypto cycle now, but just a little bit. So there's a 4-year cycle, which basically means it goes up for 2 years and it corrects or goes down for another 2 years. So and this always reversed now since 2008. Just let it here. So at the end, I tell you a little bit more about this crypto cycle if you are interested. So if not, then you can just move on. But now it's more about creating abundance. And then I tell you more about how you could do it if you are interested also in having a few slides about crypto. But I also learned about money in general, and I learned the following. Learn how to invest as early as you can. It's not about saving money. Saving money doesn't make sense. It's good in the first place to just create your first steps of abundance. It's not bad to save money, but you can't become wealthy or you can't become financially stable even if you only have money. So save money first, but invest everything directly into hard assets. Money is not a hard asset. I will tell you later why. You will easily understand. Investments may go up and down in cycles, because that's what everyone says. Yeah, but if I invest and it goes up, it goes down. Oh, it's so dangerous. Yeah, but money in the bank account always loses buying power constantly. You see it now with inflation, how expensive everything is these days and how way cheaper it was like 3, 4, 5, or even 10 years ago, especially when you take a look at the housing market. To grow rich, the least in the world you want to have is money. It's only deteriorating. So that's the thing. Think about it. We all want money and think if I have money, then that's a nice thing. But no, if you want to grow rich, the last thing you want to have is money. You need money as a tool. So, my first crypto dream came true when I had a world traveling tour in 2019 and 2020. It ended right before Corona started. And currently, I'm living in Cape Town, South Africa. While I'm recording this at the moment, I'm at the South Coast, not in Cape Town. But today, after I record this, I go back to Cape Town. So I will just show you a few impressions of my first dream, my first why, which I answered with crypto. So these are just a few impressions of my life. So this traveling part is one of the big answers to my question why. The second one is financial independence, as I already mentioned with my 3 pillars. But now let's go back to our topic, manifesting financial abundance and how you can do it. So we want to start with the following checklist after I reported on my own story. So questions you should ask yourself are, do I openly admit that I like money? If not, so if you're not like talking about money with friends, with family, or imagine a situation where there was a TV interview and they were asking you about your ideas about money, how would you feel like putting it out in the open, how you feel about money? If you can't really say, I like money, I want to have money, I feel good about money, then please change it. Does talking about money create a feeling of shame and unease in me? Second question, okay? So it derives from the first one. If yes, if you have a feeling of shame and unease, change that feeling. If you don't know how to, just become more aware of it. Deal with it. Try to train yourself, trick yourself into other situations. Yeah. Start thinking differently. After a while, you will start feeling differently. And then, do I like to pay for things, or is everything too expensive for me, even if I have the money? So this is a very, very important thing, because most of us think everything is too expensive. You go to a restaurant, you want to buy stuff you like, but you just take a look at the price. You don't take a look if it's worth it, okay? So a lot of things are overpriced. I totally agree with you. But the feeling that you have when you spend the money is like, am I rich? Can I afford it? It's not about being rich, but can I afford it? And mostly you will be, if you're honest to yourself, you can afford it. You can afford having a pizza. You can afford buying things in a store. You can afford buying a present, but all the time you have a negative feeling while spending the money. So get rid of that negative feeling, because be thankful that you are able to spend the money, that you have it. You can consider it. You can do it, so you have the money. So be positive about it. That's one of the most things where we constantly reaffirm negative feelings and negative energy about money. And if you don't like spending money, it will never come to you in an easy and proper way. So, fourth question, do I enjoy making money for myself, or do I instantly think about a reason to excuse making money? Do I feel guilt? Okay, so a very important thing is, like, if you think about making money, you think about like how to give it to your children if you have one, or how you will help your family, how you will help other people, how you will do charity. All these are very noble ideas and thoughts, and you can do it. I'm not against this. Don't want to say that. But the thing is, at first, you should do it for yourself. It should be okay for yourself just to do it for yourself. You don't have to do it for anyone else but yourself. So don't be guilty about it. Love the money, but doesn't mean that you are a slave to the money or whatsoever. It's just about that you have a very positive feeling just for yourself. And then if you have way too much, or if everything is in full abundance in your life, then you can pass it on to other people. That's fine. That will make you even more happy. But it shouldn't be the reason to do it for others. It should be the reason for yourself, because that's where we struggle. We can always excuse doing things for other people. It's not only about money, it's also about favors and stuff like that. But really focusing on our own stuff, on our own shit, so to say. Yeah. So that's the most important thing to do in life. And then if we are done with the stuff we need to do for ourselves, then we can move on helping others. And that's also very, very important when it comes to money. Do I care for myself first to really create abundance in my life and then pass on abundance? Or am I in a conscious state of tumult, problems, and so on and so forth? And then I want to help other people, but in reality, it's just not dealing with my issues first. So if you want to help people, have a clear structure in life, have good feelings in life, take care for yourself first, and then when you are very positive about everything in your life, you can pass it on to other people, including money. Last but not least, do you like topics do you like the topics investing, real estate, or building or buying businesses? Okay, most of you maybe have an ETF or whatsoever, so you invest a little bit. But if this is like a big no for you, you say like, oh, I can't read any article about that, change that. So you need to be interested also in the topic money itself, at least to some extent. It's just maybe 10% of your life. It doesn't have to be like a major issue. But if there's this negativity about it, no, I don't care about it, someone else should do it, then you again will never make money, because how should something come to you that you're not interested in, that you just deny? You think it's a bad topic, it's a boring topic. It won't come to you if you deny this topic. Yeah, very, very important. And if you struggle with these basic questions concerning money, and believe me, most people in the world do, it's not a problem if you're there, but you should get to some other stage, then you have a rather negative way of dealing with money. Okay, so just be aware of it first. Don't lie to yourself. So, what is very important is money is a byproduct of living in abundance, it's not its ultimate goal. So, if money is your ultimate goal, then your life will be only about money. Abundance is way, way more than money. I think Anna talked about that already. I am 100% aware of this. I'm 100% convinced of it, and I'm 100% living it. So I care way more about my social skills, my social relationships, my friendships, my family. All this is my real core and source of abundance. And then money is something which happens around that, because you're living in abundance, you're living your fullest ideas. And yeah, so, and don't that's another thing, don't fall for that. You will never achieve 100% of feeling like I'm living my fullest potential. There's always something more to do, something more to get. Ask yourself then, is it greed that motivates me, or is it something like I want to take a next step, I want a new challenge? Everything is okay, but don't get fooled by fear or greed. That's very, very important. Money is just energy. I think you already talked about that. And the question is, if you are aligning with that energy, that is as simple as that. If you align with the energy, it works. If you don't align with it, it doesn't. So you can have very easy proof in life of how it works and how it, if it works, or if it doesn't work. So Anna's presentation said the universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. So if it's not in your life, then you are negative about money. Boom, that's it. Just change that, so money will come to you easily. I've been there, done that. So really, I'm living proof of that. I had a hard time struggling with money, but for it's already gone a long time. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, so change that. It's very easy. It's not what you want, it's what you are. If you don't have what you want, then you are not what you want to have. The first thought that comes immediately to your mind now is, but money is a bad frequency. I want to be pure. That's what a lot of people say. That's what you are wrong about that, or what most people are wrong about, is money is just a neutral tool. Think about that. Money is never evil or good. It's the energy of the people using it that makes it good or bad. Okay, if you are to accept that, most people can accept that after a while, then the second thought that comes immediately to your mind is, but most people who are rich take other people's money, okay? So maybe not if you have 1 million, but if you have like 5 million or 10 million or whatsoever. But even like the boss in your company, you think like, I don't like him, so he takes all the money from the people working for him and stuff like that. So that's the second thought. You are wrong about that too. Money is created out of debt. There's an infinite amount of money. We always create new money, new money. There's enough money for everyone here on the planet, but it's more about how we distribute the money, how governments work with it, how individuals work with it, how corporations work with it. So it's again the things people use the money for. Debt can be used to build hospitals or weapons. So money is just debt. So if we create more debt, we create more money. We create more debt, we create more money. So you see that on the news when they talk about that the government spending is too big, so we need to have more loans be taken and stuff like that. So the third thought that comes immediately to your mind after this is, but if I invest, I can only win if somebody else loses money. So that means like you put in money, and when you get more, then maybe it's like a big pool of money and you take parts of someone else who put it in. As you can guess, I'm sorry to say that, but you're wrong again. No one has ever lost with long-term investing. So here I put a 1, given its shares of successful companies, ETFs, gold, Bitcoin, or other reliable, solid, and serious sources. Okay, if you gamble, okay, if people gamble in the markets, then it's not investing. Okay, but if you put most of your money in Apple, Microsoft, other very like S&P 500 related companies, if you go into other ETFs like the global ETFs or emerging markets, and you learn about it first, how to do it properly, then it's not a gamble, it's investing. And when you invest for like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, no one ever lost. Even if it goes up and down, it always goes up because there's more money being created. I talk about this later a little bit more, and then you will understand why there is so much abundance in the world, but you are not part of it because you don't know. Okay, so again, it's the people who gamble instead of investing, or for example, hedge funds. All of you have heard the word, misuse the system. That's not that investing itself is bad. It's just if people invent a very bad system about like, yeah, treating the system wrong, using the system wrong, then that's the big problem. It's not that investing itself is bad. But what is the greatest obstacle in creating abundance? And what do you have to do to overcome it? So we come to our next step, what you can do in your life to get more abundance into your life and to overcome your greatest obstacles. So, and this is so important. It's about either or thinking or as well as thinking. So most of us that don't feel abundance in their lives, they have an either or thinking very, very deeply rooted in themselves. So that means stop either or thinking. I can either be spiritual or financially abundant. A lot of people suffer from this mind related problem that you think I have to focus on my spiritual development. If I focus on money, that's bad. I can't be spiritual. Wrong. It's easy. I can be spiritual as well and financially abundant. I have even more time to focus on it. I have more time to relax. It's everything is easier. Not that money solves your inner problems. Money doesn't solve your spiritual problems. Money doesn't solve your problems with relationships and stuff like that. But you have more time to focus on it. The easier you make money in a short time span. So eliminate these deep rooted beliefs in your system. Very, very important. Another very, very important example of either or as well as thinking is I can either be a family man or family woman or make money. I can be a family man or family woman and make money. The thing is, you should think about systems to generate money that doesn't need so much time like a 9-to-5 job. So we are pushed into believing we have to work 9 to 5, and if that is sufficient enough to support a family and go on vacation and maybe save a little. But I mean, let's face it, most of the people in the middle class are broke. They cannot do their own decisions, stop working when they want and stuff like that. So that means you need to be thinking about systems, how you can create in your 4 to 6 or 8 hours a day you can generate enough money in that time span. It's possible. A lot of people do that, but most people rely on the safe way of just focusing on one job where you can get easily fired, and that's the safe thing, like all your parents told you. Okay, so you can be a family man or family woman and make a lot of money. Just think about ways how to make more money in a shorter time span, as easy as that. And third and last thing is, I can either learn about myself and grow, like self-development, or I can learn and how to make money. So I have to decide, either I go down this way, if I learn about making money, then I don't have time to focus on myself. Wrong. The more you focus about yourself, the more you learn about yourself, the easier it will get for you also to learn about money, yeah? Especially when it comes to fear and greed, as I mentioned beforehand. And you should change it into, I can learn about myself and grow, and I can learn how to make money. This is part of your inner journey. Money is just a tool, as I said, and it should be related. It should be not either uh, myself and growth or money. It should be myself and growth, and it's also partly reflected in money. You can't measure it alone in money, but it should be partly reflected. Like if you change and grow in yourself, and then you find new ways to make money, it's part of your inner journey. So eliminate these deep rooted beliefs from your system. And I think not everyone, but most of you who listen to this presentation will realize that you have one, two, or maybe all three of those thoughts, or maybe you're already developing and changing these inner belief systems already. So the one person thinking in either or has a negative approach, obviously. The other one thinking in as well as has a positive approach. It's very inclusive, okay? Either or is very exclusive, as well as is very inclusive. But both mindsets immediately create your utmost reality. So if you think in either or terms, your reality is stop, I can't include this, I can't do that. So you push a lot of stuff out of your bubble. If you have an as well as thinking, you attract all the things into your bubble. Okay, that's about it. Attract it. Don't chase it. If you chase anything in life, yeah, if you're a woman, you chase a man. If you're a man, you chase a woman. Won't work. If you chase money, it won't work. Attract money. Be there. Be in your own presence. Be in your middle, and attract it. This will be our last part of the theoretical aspects I'm talking about before I will continue talking about crypto a little bit at the end. But don't be afraid, it won't be a full crypto session. It will just be a little bit about the relationship of money and crypto. But here I call this part escaping the matrix, becoming Neo, okay? So the thing is, we all live in a matrix, we could say. I mean, this term is used way too much, so we could call it differently. We're born into belief systems or whatsoever. So you've known all your life that something is wrong with money, but you didn't know what it was, okay? I claimed this with regard to the famous quote from The Matrix. The thing is, like, if you really overdo it a little bit, but you could say you have been financially enslaved by intentional mass manipulation concerning money, okay? So the people in charge, and it's not a conspiracy, I don't want to do this, I tell a little bit about that, but most people in charge, they're not really interested just in like learning you that stuff, because the less people know, the easier it's for them to make money. The more people know, the more money will be distributed, and the harder it is for the few to make a lot of money. That's it. They don't do it like, I don't want to pass it on, but it's also a little bit laziness, a little bit intentional manipulation. It's a mixture of all of this. But it's also a lot about another part, which is ignorance. Ignorance, your own ignorance, the ignorance of the masses. I will talk about that more. So everything you know, believe, feel, and think about money is wrong. So mostly 90% in the middle classes, you will hear, get a job, save money, wait for your pension. That's it. Okay, that's the money mindset. Maybe put a little bit in the stock market. Okay, go to a bank, do this or that. Yeah, but that's the money mindset of like 90% in the middle classes. Forget about all of this and unlearn your old belief systems by setting up new belief systems. So important. New belief systems, new feelings about money, as we talked about it. Otherwise, you can't escape the middle class matrix and you will always get stuck. You have to work your 9 to 5. You can't do whatever you like. You can't finish earlier. You can't get nice things to your children and stuff like that. You have to unlearn the middle class mindset about money. Very, very important. Especially your family plays the biggest role in putting you into the matrix. So most of your belief system is so deeply rooted because, like, even if in your subconscious before you have any memories, your family told you about how money works. Okay, this is so deep rooted. Go into that. Go into your family. Then the media is a big role. Some of us have grown up with religions, others didn't, but religion also is mostly very negative about money, whereas the big leaders live in wealth, like the Roman Catholic Church and stuff like this. And the school also programs you to work a 9 to 5 job because that's how the system works. And yes, you pay 70% taxes, 19% income tax, and it's almost about 50% what you have to pay for all the security systems, your taxes and stuff like this. If you are rich and pay the highest tax in Germany, for example, it's 43%. Oftentimes in other countries, it's similar, like 30-35%. Then you pay even more than 70%, sometimes 75% of your whole wealth that you generate in your life, including all the spending, like if you eat a pizza and you pay your value added tax. So make sure, if you are fully working in the system, you're not investing, you don't own property and stuff like this. From every $100 in your life you make, 70% goes to the system. Really, it's like that. If you don't believe it, at least 50, but if you calculate it, I have two brothers who are entrepreneurs, and they calculated it with their entire businesses, and it's, if you're in at least in the Western countries like Germany, France, also the US is a little bit better with that, but especially in Western Europe, you pay between 50 and 70% to direct and indirect taxes throughout your life. That's a lot, but it is like that. After that, you're allowed to receive a way too small pension, and please die early. It's better for the system. So this sounds harsh, but it is like this. That's the system you, or most of you, find secure and want to stay in. Don't forget that a positive money mindset doesn't mean that you become the exploiter yourself. That's another deep-rooted problem, that a lot of people think like, yeah, but then I'm standing on the other side, then I'm the guy exploiting all the others. No, you don't have to. It's a tool. However you define your rules, money will come to you. If you want to exploit people, you can do it. It's a free world, okay? But maybe you will pay your price in this life or whenever, okay? But you don't have to become an exploiter. It's you decide on the terms. If you are nice to people, a lot of money will come to you as well. So I'm living proof. I'm helping people all the time, and money comes to me all the time. So you don't have to become an exploiter. The more you share, the more you help people, the more money will flow to you easily. But just don't break that rule. It's as easy as that again. So a positive money mindset means that you can care for yourself with financial independence, and this means you empower yourself, okay? So don't be negative about it, just empower yourself. So who invented the system? As I said at the beginning, it's not a conspiracy theory. So we all invented this system, okay? Although we know, and that's proven, only a rather few are in control of the monetary system, so we always talk about the 1%, the sheer ignorance of the masses allows the few to rule. So if you don't know how money is created, it's your fault. You can learn it. So you are part of why the system works. If we all learn how money works, they can't do it anymore. So it's not, some people invented the systems, yeah, like the Federal Reserve System and stuff like this. Yeah, they can only do it because you are ignorant. So second step is, our current monetary system equals the average global consciousness, or better, so to say, especially when it comes to money, the average global ignorance about money. If you never cared about money in your life, don't talk about that so many bad things happen with it. But yeah, if we all knew, the system would change a lot, or would have changed a lot already. So it's more the average global ignorance about money, which lets some people rule all of it, or mostly all of it. So now I want to come a little bit deeper what money really is. It's just a few slides, so don't worry about it. And so I start with the money we use that you know. Then I tell you why this isn't money. So the money we use isn't money. It's not hard money. It's somehow it's bollocks. It's bullshit. So money, as I said, can only be created by creating debt. Okay, so when you go to the bank, you get a loan. So you pay, let's say, 10,000 euros or dollars, and you buy a flat for 100,000 euros. The bank creates these 90%, like these 90,000 euros or dollars the bank creates while you get the loan. And the bank takes out loans for more than 10 times what they really own. Okay, so the system is based on creating debt. Okay, that's why you should use credit cards and stuff like this. Always, when you use credit cards, when you take out a loan, when companies take out a loan, and especially what is the biggest part, like our governments take out a loan, then we create money. Okay, money is debt. So then, next step, there's the exact same amount of debt and credit. So that means one is in debt and the other person owns the debt. So now you can see how power works. Those who own the debt, they are powerful. Those who are in debt, they are powerless. So if you use debt, then only use it to buy a house, not for consumer purposes. Okay, very important. So the system tricks you into consume and making debt as a consumer. And even if you buy a house yourself and you live with it in your family, it's not an investment, it's consumption. Okay. So most people say, yeah, but we bought a house and we live in it. It's not an investment, it's a consumption credit or a consumption debt. And so that's money you make for someone else. You pay it back. If you put in a tenant and he works and pays it back for you, then it's an investment, but not this way. So money is created out of debt. It's created out of thin air. It's not backed by anything. And I will give proof of that. That's why it's called a credit system. Okay. And the word credit in Latin means that you believe in something. It's not valid. It's not based on anything. It's just that we all believe in that we can pay with the money. We get our coffee and we get the things and tools we want to buy for it. So, as you can see, money isn't real. There's always inflation because we constantly create more money. So there's more money, more money, more money, more money. And this creates inflation, okay? So if they tell you it's about the Ukraine war or Corona, whatsoever, no, it's because they create more and more money. But that means the money doesn't get to you. The investors, the governments, the states, they get the biggest share of all this debt being created. And the middleman in the middle class is a little bit, because like if you have a house, you get a credit or loan. But if you don't have a lot of money and you don't even get a loan, you cannot participate in this system. And which means like we have 3-4 billion very poor people. They never can participate in this. Money is created out of that system. Only if the bank allows you to take on a loan, then you can participate in it. Okay, so that means it's at this stage it's already made for the few, or just let's say maximum 20% of the world population. As long as all of us believe in the fake value of money and we don't know that it's fake value, the system doesn't collapse. But all fiat currency, and it's called fiat currency, it comes from the Latin word, which also stands in the Bible. Fiat looks like there will be light. And fiat money, this is how our system is called. Look it up. It's called fiat money system, which means like there will be money. It's not backed by anything. It's just made up. So the fiat currency system, which is dollar, euro, the Swiss franc, all the currencies in the world, they are called fiat currencies. And all of them have collapsed in the past, okay? So the dollar will collapse at one day. We don't know when, but it will collapse. All fiat currency collapse because it has to be. In Germany, we can say we had the First World War, we had the Weimar Republic, we had the Second World War, and then we had the Deutschmark and now the euro. So all these systems had their own fiat currency systems and they all collapsed after a while. So we said money is dead. We said that's why money isn't real. And now we can conclude that's why fiat money isn't money. So, but what is hard money? So before 1971, we had a global reserve currency, or we still have it, like the US dollar, which became the global reserve currency after World War II. And it was on a gold standard. In 1971, Nixon abolished the gold standard. And before that, it was way more solid money because it was backed by gold. So before 1971, a gold reserve helped to back the real value of money because all the other currencies were also backed by the US dollars then. So since then, our monetary system is out of control and bound to fail. And especially after the 2008 banking crisis, it's already over. So everything that we see from there to Corona had to happen somehow. If it hadn't been Corona, it would have been something else. So very important. We're already in the end stage of this financial system. It's not about that people say there will be one big crash. We are in a big crash since the end of the 90s, and especially after 2008, we're in a big crash. That doesn't mean that the markets crash. It means that we're about to change our monetary system. So here you will see that for $1 in 1913, you needed $20 in 2013 to buy the same stuff. Okay, so $1 equals 5 cents, so it's 20 times the amount of dollars you have to use, okay? And you see the dollar is deteriorating all the time. And this you can see with all fiat currency, and this is one of the strongest currencies in the world. So fiat money is inflation, okay? Fiat money is dead. Fiat money isn't real. Fiat money isn't money, as we said, and fiat money is inflation. So if you have money, if you hold money, it loses all the time. If it feels safe for you to put money in the bank account, this is what's happening, as you can see here, to your money in the bank account. So if you invest it, it's the opposite. Okay, so but most people feel that it's safe to put it in the bank account and it's unsafe to invest it, but it's the exact opposite if you know what you are going to do there. So the question derives from that: what is real hard money? Gold as an asset can be hard money. Yeah. So as we said, it's backed by gold before that. Real estate can be hard money. As I said, you buy it, you see the prices have gone up. That doesn't mean real estate is today is worth more than it was in the 80s or 90s. So in terms of euros or dollars, yes, but real estate is still the same real estate. It's just that the value of money decreased. So euro or dollar is worth less than in the 80s or 90s. Okay. So now you can see the real estate market like tripled in some stages, quintupled or way more. We have areas where there are 700 or 800% increase in prices. You can ask yourself if a salary from the 80s increased like 5, 6, 7, or 8 times. I would say the answer is no. That means your money isn't hard money. Gold is hard money. Real estate is hard money. And Bitcoin is the hardest money on the planet. I will tell a little bit about this later, but you don't have to do so many studies about that, but it's easy to understand after a while why Bitcoin is such a big player and why it has risen so much since 2008. One thing is Bitcoin cannot be controlled. You can own Bitcoin. So that's why I put the meme here. Governments, how to stop Bitcoin? Answer, you can't, means it's decentralized. You can own it yourself. You can send it to anyone you want. So like if we have Russian Ukrainian war and the West doesn't send money to Russia or the other way around, Russians still can send money in Bitcoin. No government can control it. So a very, very important aspect. So gold can be way more controlled than Bitcoin. Okay, the thing is, that's another aspect, the way you connect then with your bank, like get it back into fiat money, that's more problem. But as long as you stay in the Bitcoin system, and in Dubai, for example, you can already buy real estate. In a lot of American states, they start to allow paying taxes in Bitcoin or to buy property with Bitcoin. So it's all about to change. I don't think that you will buy bananas with Bitcoin, but like the big things, you will be able to pay in Bitcoin. And it's more a reserve currency where you save your money. It's not about paying with Bitcoin. Okay, very important aspect, the aspect of control. Yeah. So even if gold is very good as hard money, it can be easily controlled. So the more you understand Bitcoin, the more you understand that it is one of the best forms to store value. So we never had such a perfect storm of value so far. It is storing abundance in a safe place because it's decentralized, as I said. Everyone can take part in it. No one owns the system. And it's constantly growing because it's deflationary. There are only 21 million coins. So there's a limit to the coins available. And the more people that flood into the system, the smaller the units become that you can own, and the more it is worth equaling fiat money. Okay, so Bitcoin is on a constant rise where fiat money is in a constant decrease. I think you saw it with how the development of the dollar was. And now we want to take a look at the euro versus Bitcoin, and then we want to take a look a little bit about the development of Bitcoin itself. So this is how it looks, what a euro or euros equaled in Bitcoin and how it developed. So it is more than 99% decrease of value, euro versus Bitcoin. So at the beginning in 2008, when Bitcoin was established, it was just worth a few cents. The euro was worth a lot against Bitcoin, but then the rise of Bitcoin was so constant that these days it's almost zero. Okay, so Bitcoin has an incredible rise where while the euro and the dollar are constantly decreasing. Okay, so this is how it looks, the stability of the euro versus Bitcoin. So the euro, you could call it, like as we do in the crypto world, we call bad coins a shit coin. So the euro really is a shit coin concerning or in relation to Bitcoin. Now the question is, why is that so? Okay, and one aspect is we always have more money, so more money can flood into assets, and Bitcoin is an asset. Okay, but Bitcoin itself has a halving history. So that means in 2012, after the first 4 years have passed, Bitcoin is mined in blocks, and one block equaled 50 Bitcoins. So if you were a miner, you would receive 50 Bitcoins as a reward. Bitcoin back then was worth way less than it is today. Okay, it's not as much money as today, but you would receive 50 Bitcoins. So each miner finding a block gets rewarded with 50 Bitcoins. 4 years later, you only get 25. 2016, there's the next halving. It's programmed into the system. The 25 Bitcoin only become 12.5 Bitcoin. Again, 4 years later in 2020, the 12.5 Bitcoin just became 6.25 Bitcoin. And now in April 2024, we had the next halving, as you can see, 12/16/2020, and this halving took place this year, and now you only get 3.1275 Bitcoin after the halving. Okay, so the miners get less. But after a while, the price has increased. So still in fiat terms, the miners get more after a while, not directly after the halving, but it increases. So it's simple math, okay? So less Bitcoin come onto the market while more and more participants are streaming into the market. So it's just supply and demand. So we have limited or reducement of supply while more and more people run into the network. And this is, boom, all 4 years, a price explosion. And now I will show you how this looks into the Bitcoin chart. So 2014, Bitcoin was worth like $1,000. That was the biggest peak back then. Then it went down to $100 or $200. We see 2 years of correction. Okay, then we had the halving 2016. It starts slowly to rise again, comes back to its $1,000 value. The year after the halving is the year of the big explosion. You see from $1,000 to $20,000 end of 2017. That was when I started investing. So big explosion, then huge correction because it was heavily overvalued at that time. And so then it finds a bottom, starts growing again. Here we had Corona. There was another big correction, but that's not due to Bitcoin. That was because all markets crashed a little bit throughout the Corona time, and then it recovered within months. So that was the end of this cycle. As I said, 2 years up and 2 years down, so to say. And now we see that this 20,000 big peak has become a very small peak when combined to what happened in 2020, 2021. Here we see our first spike here, and we see the correction phase again, here the Corona dump, and then we went all the way up to 65,000 US dollars, and then at the end 69,000 US dollars in November 2021. And then there came the correction phase. And now we're back into a bull run phase, okay? Because we just had the year of the halving, and next year is the year after the halving. So we are in this phase here now. Okay, we're a little bit higher now as I speak than the old all-time high. So Bitcoin has made like another 40% on top of that somehow. But yeah, so another question is, the Bitcoin halving is one of the major reasons, but that's also another factor which happens. So we have less supply coming onto the market, less Bitcoins coming onto the market, more people moving into the market, and every time it was combined with more money flooding the market. And this I will tell you now. As I said, limited supply of Bitcoin is being reduced. More people stream into the network, but this is also the big factor which always pushes the price absolutely to maximum top regions. It's that we have a global liquidity. As I said, money is dead, so we create more debt, and the money increases. and this is equal our inflation rate, okay? So because there's more money, we have more inflation, but the money doesn't come to you, it comes to the investors, it comes to the governments, and to other rich people who are able to take out big loans. And this was increased till the end of the last bull run here. And then we had a reduction of interest rates. So the central bank in the US and also in Europe and worldwide reduced the money supply to tackle inflation. So here you can see there was the first time span where we had less money in the system and all the markets went down. Then in 2023 already, they started to put in more money again, and all the markets started to reverse and to grow again. And now we're at the verge of a new super cycle. So here we had a super cycle and all the markets in the Corona time exploded. This is the Bitcoin price. It exploded a lot and we already started creating more money again. And yeah, I show you something very interesting. Here you have the money supply, and it, as I said, it directly flows into the Bitcoin cycle, not only into the Bitcoin cycle, also into other markets. But the Financial Times reports that we're at the beginning of a financial liquidity super cycle. Okay, so and last time when we had this global liquidity super cycle, the Bitcoin price exploded, and this time we already started with an exploding Bitcoin price, but this part still lies ahead of us. Okay, so the crypto influencer Vivek says global liquidity index reflects Bitcoin price. I showed you why it is like this. So we are about to go parabolic. So very important, this is not financial advice. I can just teach you the basics of this, but it's insane if this repeats what already happened in the past, and it started to repeat already. We just went from 60 to 90,000 in the last couple of days, and there's way more ahead of us. So very, very important. These are the reasons why Bitcoin is increasing in price all the time, limited supply, more people streaming into the network, and always when we have this financial monetary super cycles, the price explodes. So here I will show you at the end, and then we're done, the Bitcoin 4-year halving cycle so that you have fully understood how Bitcoin works. So this is how Bitcoin grew. It's the so-called rainbow chart, and we can see the blue zones is the best stages to buy Bitcoin, and the red zones the best to sell, or the orange ones already. And yeah, so we see every 4 years BTC forms a new top, as we've seen. So the lines you can see here is the halving. So we had a halving in 2012, one in 2016, one in 2020, and one in 2024. It's mostly April and May around that time when the halving takes place. And after the halving, you see that there's the explosion and then a correction. So first top 2013, 14, the next top 2017 and correction in 2018, and next top 2021, correction year was 2022. So after that, approximately 2 years of recovery, as you see in between, that's called the bear market. Then in the bear market, Bitcoin finds its low or its bottom, you can say, and starts to grow again. So you see always the bottom zones here in the blue lines. BTC leads the entire crypto market, very important. BTC is a short form of Bitcoin. Bitcoin always leads the entire crypto market, and so it starts to rise first and then later on the rest of the crypto market. If you had bought the previous all-time highs, which means like at the worst stages when Bitcoin had reached its highest price, like in 2013 at the end, 2017 at the end, or 2021, then it would have just taken you 4 years after you have been in profit. So it means if you had bought Bitcoin in 2021 for $69,000, you would have lost all the way down to $16,000. But now we're at 90, so you're again, what is it, like 40-45% in profit. Yeah, so that's the Bitcoin cycle. And thank you for listening to all of this. And if you want to work with me, we can do one-on-one sessions in English. Unfortunately, my class is in German, so I have a self-study crypto class and live calls with masterminds. That's all in German. And we are in the mastermind, we have 2 calls a month for important updates and so on and so forth. So most people start with the crypto class, and then mostly they come into the mastermind and we can talk about it, but that's only in German. If you are English speaking only, then we can also do one-on-one sessions and I can teach you about it. So at the moment, the prices are $3.99 for the self-study crypto class. So it's a 6-module class. If you want to have more information, I also have a free webinar on that. So just text me, like write me an email or text me on Instagram. It's at Lüdeling Wealth on Instagram, and h.lüdeling@posteo.de is my email. So just get into contact with me. So I can also send you a free webinar if you want to dig deeper with these topics here. And then in the webinar, you can decide if the crypto class is something for you, or if you want to join the mastermind. It's 89 euros a month if you're German speaking. If not, just contact me and we'll figure out a way how I can teach you Bitcoin and the crypto market in English. That's no problem. I also have English speaking clients, but my general offer is just provided for the German market. So I would be really happy to hearing from you. And if you just have a question like, I'm already in the market, is this or that, just text me. It's also okay. We can just chat a little and see what your questions are. I'm always up to answering all the questions. So it was so nice of you listening to it. And thank you, Anna, again for having me here. Very, very important. And yeah, I hope I could have given you somehow a more value about what money and abundance is, and also value about the crypto market, because it's my major tool of creating abundance besides also my online business. So guys, have a nice day, nice evening whenever you listen to this. Have a nice weekend, nice week, and hope to hearing from you, even if it's all the questions you have to ask. And yeah, I hope the program that Anna provided has helped you a lot. So I'm also a participant. It has helped me a lot. So yeah, I'm very thankful to Anna for that. And yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions. And yeah, have a good life if we never hear from each other again. And I hope you have a very well conducted study with Anna's class. Bye and see you.